if you're a complete novice, if you've never used a stencil before, this is just a really simple how-to guide. So the first thing, I have a stencil here. This is the Bergen Border Stencil. I always spray the back of my stencils with a spray adhesive. I have actually already sprayed this. I'm not going to spray this in the house. If you do use this, it's advisable to do it outside. If you can't do it outside, just pop it into a plastic bag, spray in the bag, and then that will contain the adhesive. So basically, hold your stencil just a little bit away and do a really light spraying over the back. If you don't want to use spray adhesive, you can use low-tack tape. So this is a decorator's tape. It's a bit like masking tape. It's really easy to remove it and replace it. So once the stencil has been sprayed, place it in position and just smooth it down with your hand so that it sticks really nicely to the surface. I'm going to stencil this today with red stencil paint. And I've got here a stencil brush which is made from pure bristle. It's a really nice firm brush with a cut off end, and it's a dry brush. Now that's really important. If you use a damp brush, it's going to make your paint thinner and then increase the chances that it will bleed underneath the stencil. So dip the tip of the paintbrush into the paint and remove as much as you can on the side of the pot. What you don't want is to have too much paint, because again, that will bleed underneath. And if you want, you can rotate the brush onto a piece of kitchen roll, and that just distributes the paint evenly along the brush. Then, holding the stencil in position, go down onto the stencil and use quite a lot of pressure and just do small circular movements. Now you'll see that the paint goes a really long way. There's hardly any paint on this brush at all. And by doing that, you'll get a really nice crisp edge. Once you've completed the stencil, carefully lift it. Just take the stencil by the corners and peel it away. And there's your finished design. So now you've created the first repeat of the stencil, you want to continue the border along the length. So you position the stencil with the top tip of the branch just slightly overlapping the bottom tip of the last stencil. And once you've done that, just make sure that it's running in parallel. Tap it down and then continue. So once again, small circular motion pushing down through the holes. And then when you carefully remove the stencil, you have a seamless join.